Teams have released their first depth charts of the summer ahead of their preseason opener. So let's see where some of the rookie QBs ended up. We're going to start in Washington. Jayden Daniels is listed as the starter ahead of the veteran Marcus Mariota. Here's his head coach Dan Quinn on what he's seen from Daniels so far in camp.
I had high expectations for him coming in, but I would say he's definitely surpassed even my expectations of the readiness, the command. I knew he was going to be cool, knowing the system, like he's just got that way about him. But yet you do see the other players gravitate toward him. They recognize how hard he's worked at it. And I'd also be mistaken to say Marcus has had a really good camp too. And so this was not, something that's easy to do.
Field, what's the ceiling for this offense? We have Daniels at quarterback, Cliff Kingsbury at OC.
Yeah. I'm really excited for this player. I think he is incredibly ready-made. 5 years of college experience, I think, is extremely important as part of the Jayden Daniels narrative and how he takes shape as a rookie. Hannah, I think what's so interesting about Jayden Daniels is how he completely changes the way the defenses are able to play math. He put linebackers and defensive ends, really defensive players at all three levels last year, consistently in a binder. Defenses could not react fast enough to Jayden Daniels because, as we know, he is such a dynamic threat with his legs. But as a thrower last season, he was the best vertical thrower in all of college football. He was incredible against man coverage. He was incredible against zone coverage. One total interception thrown. One last year when facing pressure and into zone coverage. So kind of it was a pick your poison element that I do think will travel to the NFL level. Can't wait to see Jayden Daniels and, of course, all three of the quarterbacks take it to the very top of this year's class.
Yeah, and he has a couple of veterans there now, Ertz and Eckler. It'll be really fun to see what Washington can do this season. All right, let's check out Minnesota's unofficial depth chart. Their rookie, J.J. McCarthy, he was slotted in a tie for second in the pecking order with Nick Mullins, journeyman. Both are behind veteran Sam Darnold. He signed with the Vikings, as you know, in the offseason. Here's McCarthy on his upcoming preseason debut.
Coach Harbaugh quote, "The days are long, but the years are short." And, just being here for 4 months or so, it's felt like 4 days. I'm having an absolute blast every single day. I love these players, love these coaches, and, Saturday can't come quick enough. But we got a lot of work to do today. A lot of meeting times after practice, but, first dominate practice. Making sure the things that we harp on, all the little details, all the little intricacies that go into each and every rep show up on game day, when there's a lot of noise and there's a crowd, and just being able to lock into the level of my training that I've been doing on a consistent basis since I got here and be able to do it when the time matters.
Well, Darnold is expected to have a resurgence in his career as well, and they have the luxury of having a veteran there, but how can McCarthy make his case for starting QB?
Yeah, it's a quarterback-friendly system. When I say that, Hannah, I don't mean to take away from the capacity of the quarterbacks. I use it as to sort of point out just how well Kevin O'Connell has done with quarterbacks, really of any variety. Kirk Cousins, a very veteran player, guys who are much younger with less experience. J.J. McCarthy's superpower is to do the right thing at the right time, process fast, make correct decisions. He did that so often at Michigan last year. Yes, he wasn't asked to throw the football as much as Jayden Daniels or Caleb Williams, but when Michigan needed him to make key plays in big moments, third and gotta have it, in the red zone, in huge games against the very best college football had to offer, Alabama, Washington, he consistently delivered. That's the reason why, or one of the reasons why Michigan went 15-0 and was a national champion last season.
All right, they do have the fifth hardest schedule in 2024, according to ESPN Analytics.
It is tough sledding all the way through their bye. The first 8 or 9 weeks of that schedule, very imposing for Minnesota.
Mikey T, how do you see it?
Yeah, Hannah, going back to what Field said, when we had Kevin O'Connell of the Jets as a player, we saw him as a future coach, and it's really no surprise the development he's had with so many quarterbacks, as Field alluded to. As it relates to J.J. McCarthy, especially early on, as Adam Schefter knows as a big supporter of Michigan, they really did not throw the ball a lot. J.J. McCarthy had 332 attempts. That was 53rd in terms of total attempts ranking. So he needs to be comfortable throwing the ball much more consistently, which I think he has all the ability in the world. I'm very bullish on him as a frontline starter. It's just not going to come overnight. And I'm sure one of the things Kevin O'Connell will do will try to remain balanced, especially early on, so J.J. McCarthy can get acclimated to this pro-style offense. But the sky is the limit. When you talk about the tape sets the floor and the character sets the ceiling. J.J. McCarthy has both of those things.
Well, Mike, we heard earlier in the show Mike Tomlin say it's going to be decided at the stadium. Well, I think it's similar in Minnesota where it's up to J.J. McCarthy this summer in the preseason to go out and try to shine the way that he's capable of. He's going to be the Vikings quarterback of the future. I think everybody across the league expects that to be the case. The question is, how soon does the clock start on him? And the Vikings feel like they have a nice option in Sam Darnold, and that is somebody that can hold down the fort until and when J.J. McCarthy is ready. You see the schedule there, opening up in New York against the Giants before a couple of tough home games against a couple of tough defenses. But again, I think they want to see how these quarterbacks fare this summer, how quickly J.J. McCarthy can pick up the offense, how well he shines or doesn't in the preseason. It's going to be his job eventually. We know that, but they feel like they have a good quarterback in Sam Darnold, and let's see what J.J. McCarthy does during the preseason.
Let's go now to Denver, where rookie quarterback Bo Nix landed at third on the unofficial depth chart released by the team. He's behind both Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson. Huh? Okay, here's head coach Sean Payton. This is his explanation for putting Nix third.
On the unofficial depth chart.
Yeah, rookies are at the back of the line.
Stidham number one, he to a large degree earned that, right?
Yeah, like I said, there wasn't a lot of thought. I mean, we just got the depth chart out, and that's it. And that's where we're at now. He'll get work with the ones in this preseason, and we'll see what we do with the other guys.
Sean said he put the rookies all at the back of the depth chart, but before it came out, there was hubbub on social media, all that, and you listed at number 3. Did you kind of notice that commotion or anything like that?
Couldn't care less.
Okay. So is that generally on the depth chart? You know, you don't care how you're listed at this point, I guess, honestly.
Couldn't care less.
Bo Nix is a master at handling the media or anything that would be a supposed distraction. Is this just Sean being Sean, putting him at the back of the line?
Yeah, well, listen, first of all, I love that coaches always put so little thought into the depth chart, and so many people make so much of the depth chart. And the fact of the matter is that the Denver Broncos slotted all their rookies back of the line, as Sean Payton said, third string. And so there's nothing unusual about that. What would be unusual, Hannah, is if Bo Nix remained in that position at the back of the line. He's going to get a chance to shine this summer like J.J. McCarthy will. And obviously, he has done everything that the Broncos thought he would so far this summer. He's continued to impress. He's continued to look sharp. And I still think that he's got a very realistic shot to be the opening day starting quarterback no matter where he is on the depth chart right now. It'll be more important where he is on the depth chart about a month from now.
Exactly. And he has a crazy amount of experience at the college level.